picking up
Good to go then.
sound, picking up exactly from where we left off. Then the fight is over. The hags have died, or at least Ophelia's disappeared. Everyone else has died. Damian took the head off Morgantha with his whip as he severed her head. Valkyn just did his thing. He went upstairs, stalked Gertruda, the newly birthed night hag, and ended her. Esmeralda was saved from death by Brungrik. And everything's calm and peaceful. You looted the windmill. The combat itself probably took perhaps 5 minutes after you'd hunted down the hag, so you're still very early in the morning in the old bone grinder windmill. What do you want to do?
Didn't we say we were going to torch it?
You said you were going to torch it.
With Thingy's body.
Say again, Sam, sorry.
With Theron's body in it, obviously I burn all the bodies.
Or a body burner.
You said we've searched it, didn't you, Dave? And there was nothing apart from the necklaces, was it?
Yeah, you had a few trinkets, few cheap trinkets, really. Nothing else of note.
The only thing I thought was we could cast detect magic just on the off chance.
Sure, easily done. I'll resolve that for you now then. Detect magic, nothing pings other than the magic that you're aware of.
What about my new hip flask, Dave? Does that ping?
No.
Okay, worth a try, wasn't it?
I like the way you were fishing for that. I thought, yeah, I like that.
Who picked up the trinkets?
I've got them.
We distracted you. We distracted you long enough for Damian to put them in his bag of holding.
Okay. I roll slightly pattern, Dave.
Sure. What means you had such great success against the hags?
Let's get the
I'm
natural
joking.
ones
I'm
out of the way
joking.
now, eh?
I'm joking. Carry
Okay.
on.
So
It's in there as the group loot, man. The group loot.
the group loot. It's all about the group. From the two NPCs that you're with, Esmeralda will say that she's not trying to be pushy with it. You've got a cornetto, Sam.
Cornetto?
Cornetto. So Esmeralda will say that she's going to get back to tracking these werewolves. She's pretty sure that she saw tracks of children going in, and she's also pretty sure she heard the scream of a child from inside this cave, and she's keen to get off. So she's going to make a way, depending on what you want to do. Van Richten will or Rictavio. I keep doing it myself. And he sort of forgets himself for a minute, and he looks old and stooped over after the fight, even though he's got his hat of disguise on, dressed as a half-elf bard, and he'll sort of say, "Well, we really need to track down these Tarot card readings if we're going to make a headway into this this business with the devil. Then we need to do it." And they both sort of set up a little bit of a camp as you have a short rest and do what you need to do for an hour. You can have a short rest. They're the options that they're presenting you with. It sounds like they're going to go in, initially travel in the same direction because everything is pretty much east of you at the minute. But they're going to go in separate directions depending on what you want to do. So I've prepared both. If you say something else now, I'm going to be devoed.
I can only readjust my spell book on a long rest, can't I?
Yeah.
Is the Wizard's Tower like the isolated plot point on the map?
Is it what? Sorry, Jake?
Is it the one that's it's kind of on the map that you gave us? Is it the bit is it the one that's right by the lake towards kind of like the northwest?
Yes. Yeah. So from
not actually that far from Kresk.
Not far from Kresk. So the if you go from Vallaki, right in the centre, east there's a junction. Carry on. There's the Wizards tower, which is in the lake. Beyond that, just behind it, Esmeralda will point to you, and she'll put a little X on your map to tell you where the Werewolf Den is, and she'll say that it's high up into the mountains. Take your furs, take your cloaks with you, because it's very snowy and icy. Everything east of Lake Baratok gets a little bit chilly anyway. Further on from that is Kresk. She's not explored that much more than you. She's not been in Barovia very long, and Van Richten hasn't got a great deal else to add. You know where Argynvostholt is, and you know where Berez is. I think they're marked. So there's plenty to do.
Wait, what's the closest town?
The closest town to where you are is Vallaki.
Could we? Because I think Barwolf would want to go after the children, because his ears would have perked up when they said werewolves anyway, with him being a monster hunter. So he'd probably suggest, because we haven't got any winter clothes at the minute, haven't we? We haven't got anything warm.
Not that I'm aware of, unless you.
No, because we were going to go with that elf, weren't we? Ages ago up to the Amber Temple, wherever it was, and then he said, but we haven't got any winter clothes, so we need to get some. So could Barwolf not suggest to the group that we head back to Vallaki to get some winter clothes and then go and save the children first? He'll put it out there to the group. And then he could probably turn around to Irene, not Irene. What's her face?
Esmeralda.
Irena's the other bird, isn't it? And say, if you'll accompany us to the Wolf's Den.
Yeah, she's keen for that. If that's going to happen, what Van Richten will say to you, what Rictavia will say to you is, if you're keen on doing that, he's going to try and keep a low profile, and he's going to investigate reports of the Mad Wizard north of Vallaki. He just wants to recce it out to see what's going on there. He's also going to have a look round Argynvostholt, possibly round Berez, depending on how long you are. And the usual rendezvous will be at the Blue Water Inn. And he Gandalfs you and says, "Wait for me there. When it's time to meet up again, I'll be there, unless you bump into me in the other two destinations." But for the time being, he's travelling with you because he's got to get to Vallaki with you anyway. So the hour's up. You've had your long rest. I see you've spent some hit dice. Everyone happy to move on from here then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you've still got the wagon with you. You know that being as it's still quite early, if you put your foot down, you'll be able to get to Vallaki just after sundown.
Will they let us in? Will they let us in?
Do you know, before we leave with Rictavia, could I suggest to him that could I offer a spell that I've got called the Brand of Castration? It sounds really horrible, but it's not. Just so we can keep an eye on him, because with him going on his own, if he gets into any trouble, we can find out where he is.
What does? Can you read it to me?
You can sear an arcane brand into the creature, and it has the following effects. You always know the direction to which it's gone, as long as it's on the same plane as you. Each time it deals damage to another thing, and everything takes 4 psychic, and it lasts until I dismiss it, or I brand another creature.
Hold on, what's that about taking damage?
So if that attacks me, it deals 4 psychic damage.
To
With
hit.
its branded. Yeah.
Gotcha.
So as long as Rictavia don't hit me. Actually, scrap that.
Go on, why?
Purely because if it attacks another creature as well. Oh. No, ignore me again. I've read it a bit more now. That's fine. Yeah,
So-
that's my plan still. I have
Okay.
to see another creature within 5 foot, and if it attacks another creature that I can see within 5 foot, it then gets damaged. But because I won't be seeing him, if he does attack someone else, he won't get damaged because I'm not within 5 foot of it.
Wow. Okay, so it's perfectly safe for him, and all it's
Yeah.
going to do is let you know his general direction.
Yeah, so we'll know his direction
Okay.
at all times, basically until I get rid of it.
Okay. Yeah, he'll agree to that. The only reason I wanted you to check the wording is because, and he'll say this to you as you offer it to him. He has, with his hat of disguise, he also has a ring of mind shielding, which is it's quite. It's only an uncommon magic item. It's relatively, you've heard about it before, but what it does, it's you become immune to magic that allows creatures to read your thoughts, determine whether you're lying, know your alignment, or know your creature type. And creatures cannot telepathically communicate with you unless you allow it. And I didn't know if yours was going to interfere with that, but it doesn't sound like it does. So yeah, he's quite happy for you to track him. How long does it last for?
Until I dismiss it.
Okay, what happens if you die?
Then I'm assuming it.
We'll say it goes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And is there any way that could be used against? So Van Richten would be thinking, is there any way that could potentially be used against him?
Only if he attacked me, and so only if he attacked me,
Yeah.
it would cause him some damage.
Or
Other
unless
than that, no.
someone knew about it, and then they could use you to get to him. And he's taken a lot of pains to keep himself hidden. So as far as you're all aware, and Van Richten is aware, Strahd doesn't know that the legendary vampire hunter Van Richten is in Barovia. He's almost certainly aware that Rictavio's there. So it's all about compromising his identity.
I suppose it wouldn't, though, would it? Because literally, or we can turn around to other people and say we're branded because we're splitting up.
Yeah.
Because he wants to go investigate that. We just want to keep
an
eye on him, kind of thing.
I agree, makes perfect sense. But Van Richten is an old hat at this, and he knows how it works. So I'm going to ask for a roll then. I'm going to set the DC relatively low. I'm just going to set the DC at 12. But if you want a persuasion check, just to see if he does it or not, because I don't think it'll just be a simple case of all right then. You know what I mean? It'd be handy if he could do it.
Nice.
There you go. Yeah, so he'll agree to it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Yeah. Nice one. Good one. So setting off. As far as I'm concerned, you strictly speaking can't benefit from a long rest until nighttime, I believe. Yeah. So you can't go for the full.
That's a bit of period of time, doesn't there?
It does, yeah. But you can regen some, do your channel divinity or your arcane recovery or whatever you need to do to on the way back. And I'm quite happy. I'm going to say that if we rolled any random encounters, you're level 8 now, you'd probably finish it quite easily. So I'm not even going to bother with that on this session. We're going to skip to Vallaki. You make good progress. You get there just before nightfall. The horses are knackered by the time you get there, but you push forwards, and you're allowed entry into Vallaki. What's the plan while you're there?
Stock up. So winter clothing, stuff to take out werewolves. So make sure that we've got. Well, I need to make sure I've got plenty of silver bolts and stuff. Because if it's going to be a werewolf hole, I'm sure there's going to be some traps or something or other. Just prepare. I think.
Okay. So let's have a look at equipment then. So it's going to be, and again, I'm not going to do the full role playing business with shopping. If you are you trying to avoid anyone, or are you wanting to be seen, or what's the deal? Are you just, is it a shopping trip and then out?
I'd say so. Yeah, because the sooner we can get back on the road, the sooner we can save the kids. I think Barwolf would want to get extra supplies as well. So if we do come across the kids, depending how long they've been there, at least we can give them food and water when we rescue them, etc. So just make sure we've got plenty of rations and stuff.
Nice. Okay. Well, that you can get from the Blue Water Inn. There, if you nip, and especially if you tell them everything that you've done for the Martyr Cubs, if you tell them that you're going to try and rescue some kids, they'll be like, yeah, defo. And not only that, I'm going to add something to that as well. They say, yeah, if you do rescue the kids, then feel free to take them to the winery. The family there will, I'm pretty sure they'll look after them for you. What a great and noble thing that you guys really are a credit to your respective races.
Except you kill kids, Andy.
It still
What can
doesn't
I
care.
say?
Cool. So how much would all that cost, Dave, in reality?
Well, like I say, food's free. Do you want in bolts?
Yeah, so I mean, I've
We're
got
all going to need
34
some
at the minute, but I
winter
don't know how
attire.
long we're going to be down there and stuff. So
You've got 34.
34 bolts, yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. As you know,
Obviously, with me being like part Lycan as well, and Jake having the monster guide and things, is there anything that could mask our smell to the werewolves that we could get in town? Because I've got an alchemist kit, so if we could get some basic reagents or something, I could make something to mask our scent.
yeah, maybe there's an apothecary just outside of town that you've not been to yet. You might be able to get some herbs, but also you could potentially make a relatively simple nature check, survival check on the way up to see if you can gather them.
Okay.
Just
Let's see
trying.
how much they are first, because I've got a decent amount of gold on me.
Okay, just trying to
Need to get back to
find bolts.
We've got like jewelry and stuff, so it depending on how much the warm clothes are and things like that. I could just exchange some of the jewelry that we found.
That's bizarre. I can't find the price of bolts. What's if you go on your character sheet? It should give you a price on there because Valaki's better value than anywhere else, but it's still going to be more expensive in Barovia. Did not tell you.
No, I've got nothing for cost or weight.
It'll say on potentially on the equipment page.
Right,
No.
for silver weapons, you can silver 10 pieces of ammunition for 100 gold. So that's probably going to be double. So it's going to be 200 gold for 10. Charging that price, it seems. Yeah, so it's going to be expensive.
Have you got any at the moment, Valkyn?
What's that, mate?
Have you got any silvered bolts?
Hasn't
No, mate. I don't think I have. I checked yesterday actually just to make sure, but I don't think I have.
we could have took these
Um,
silver arrows off Theron before we burnt him and took the heads off it, and we could have made some bolts out of it.
He's got
Isn't
no,
there?
No, I bet.
got no bow on him though, had he?
Oh,
Did
true.
you take
He had, his,
Leowraith?
he had his braces on though, because I managed to get his braces
In
off him.
fact, Niloren had silvered bolts.
Yeah,
So
I think
I've got some silver bolts in the. I've got some silver bolts in the bag of holding at the moment. Damian's has got 20 on him. Actually, tell a lie. I've only got like 18 now, and then I have got some in the bag of holding as well. But I was just having a quick gander.
Yeah, I've got
Leowraith
34. So
Leowraith had 19 silver arrows.
We used it. Well, I gave the silver arrows to Theron, and Theron then got stolen
Okay.
or kidnapped. So I've got 17
Crossbow bolts
equipped on me.
are a gold piece for 20.
Right,
And
okay.
then it's, I think,
So it would be
pieces.
200 gold for 10 for the silvered.
how much money we got? Because we're going to have to prepare, aren't we?
How
It's gonna
how
be
many
decent.
silvered have you got?
What already?
Right.
34.
You've got, and they're all silvered, 34.
They're all silvered. I've got 34 silver bolts. Yeah.
Johnson's got none.
So I can give
Right, mate.
Johnson. I can give Johnson some out of the bag of holding.
Well, I'm just getting an overall tally of how many we've got.
Tell a lie, because I've took the ones out the bag of holding to use as my crossbow bolts.
Right.
So we're gonna have to buy some, aren't we? Because
Well, not necessarily, because if 34 is quite a lot of bolts if you think
Yeah.
about it. And you've got a silver. We've all got a silvered weapon of some variety, and I mean, group loot wise at the moment, we've got
I
100 and.
I haven't got anything silver weapon wise.
But you've got magic.
Magic.
Yeah.
But
you're a wizard,
fine,
Miller.
Hang on, what? I couldn't.
And is your sword magic, Lou? Or
No,
silvered?
it's just silver.
So you've got your weapon, mate. Should be more than enough. Because if you're not getting into combat, we're fucked. Because you're our tank / DPS. I don't think we need to spend the money for this.
On bolts.
On
The only,
bolts,
the only person that might
I-
benefit from having some bolts is Valkyn, because Valkyn likes using his hand crossbows, but it depends whether he prefer he's going to be stabby up front or whether he's going to be
He can kill
shooty.
shit now, can't he? I think he'll be getting personal with them.
It depends on the situation, doesn't it, mate? To be honest with you, but
Yeah.
if you
I
look at
reckon it's probably worth Valkyn having some. So if I donate 5 and then we purchase another 5, then you've got 10 to hang on to. Actually, I tell a lie. If I give you 7 and then we purchase 5, because that'll drop it down to 100 gold pieces, then Valkyn's got 12.
we got 100 gold pieces.
If we exchange that jewelry,
I've got 100 and I've got 158 gold pieces. Don't ask me how. I've got 158 gold pieces in my inventory.
In terms of what I've got jewelry wise, I've got 6 which are worth 25 pieces. So we've
Does
got
anyone
150.
ask Andy how many gold pieces he's actually got in his pocket?
He's held his hand up. Let's have a look at what you're saying, Johnson.
Look,
How much money?
because on this situation, the silver bolts are what I am maybe willing to part with some of my gold to get said bolts.
Dave, just a quick question: how much is going to be? How much is it going to be for the winter clothing for everyone? Just some like furs and.
For furs, it's not going to be too bad to outfit you all in second-hand stuff, but still reliable and sturdy. I would say 250 gold.
So I've got one piece of jewelry that if they will trade with me, I could if they'll take the jewelry for what it's worth, I've got a piece of jewelry that's worth 250 gold pieces, so I can potentially use because that's group loot anyway, so I can buy us all the winter clothing.
Because I meant to bring. I remember this last session. I forgot to say something. Obviously, this is me saying it. Have you still got the diamond worth 300 gold pieces?
I've still got the diamond worth 300 gold pieces, but I ain't selling that.
No, because I need that for Revivify.
Well, that's what I was thinking. Diamonds are a precious commodity, whereas it's just like, I'm pretty sure from looking at what you gave me in the bag of holding, it was literally just a piece of jewelry. It was like a ring, I think.
Just make sure while Damian's rummaging around his bag of holding that Valkyn's not peering in and sleight of handing everything.
I'll give you a DC 8 persuasion for Damian then, if that's what you're trying to bargain. You are, and I'm just basing that on the fact that you are proven vampire slayers within Vallaki, and the people they've warmed to you.
17 on a persuasion check.
There you go. Winter clothes for everyone for that piece of jewelry. And these winter clothes will keep you. They are decent quality, if not all but second hand.
Are there any shields for sale?
Yeah, there's plenty. There's shields. There's also a breastplate, which I'll just read this out to you, Mr. Johnson. It's 3 better armor class than leather, and it doesn't impose disadvantage with stealth. However, the shield will cost 50 gold pieces. The breastplate will be 600 gold pieces.
Jeez.
Check.
You'll still have 1 million.
Yeah.
Let
Money
me
bags
check.
over
Let me
there.
check. Oh. Okay.
Plus 3 breastplate. Jesus.
All right. So I've got 551 gold pieces, 270 electrum, 350 silver. I've got 1 gold locket worth 25 gold pieces, and I've got 5 gemstones worth 50 gold pieces each. I'm gonna buy it.
Yeah.
Against my better judgment as a even little git. So that'll be 650 gold pieces, am I right?
Yep.
No? Yeah, 650 gold pieces.
Yep.
If I offer the 550, unless I can barter them down, can I persuasion click on that to try and barter down?
Sure. I'm going to set that persuasion a little bit higher because you're trying to haggle from the normal, whereas Jake went for normal. So I'm going to say persuasion of, well, roll it. I'm not going to tell you what the DC I've got in mind here.
Oh.
And you didn't give me any argument. You just asked for a persuasion check. So for a 15, they'll go down to 625.
Better than nothing. Okay, so I'll start with 1 gemstone, gold pieces, a gold locket.
Sure.
Which is 625.
Breastplate and a shield, still with no disadvantage on stealth, so you can equip those two.
Cool.
So
Extra blankets as well. I just thought we're going to need extra blankets.
yeah, you I think the Marskoffs would be able to supply you with that as long as with the food as well.
Cool.
With what you're doing, they're happy to go along with that.
Cool.
Give us a refugee package.
Do you currently have any friends, Mr. Miller?
Any what?
Any friends?
No.
So
I had to think what you're on about then. I was checking Facebook.
well, I have to say it like that because Brungrik will kick off.
Yeah, sorry, it made me click then.
Any other business in Vallaki?
No, but I'll give Johnson those. I'll give Johnson 9 of those silver crossbow bolts as well.
Okay.
I take Dave. I take it. I've had the Pearl of Power long enough to attune it now.
Sure, easily, yeah.
What's my breastplate, mate? Is it just a normal
breastplate? Yeah.
It's pink with a unicorn crest on it.
Is it full?
You can't get rid of the unicorn crest, otherwise it loses +3.
It's the mythical beast of Barovia.
Can we go to the Hippocrathy on the way out?
Of course you can, yeah.
Because I don't know how potions and stuff work, how I could make them and stuff. Because I'm proficient in the alchemist kit.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you need recipes or anything. Do you need recipes for stuff? Or?
Yes. So, yeah. To be honest, I'm not that clued up myself, so we'd need to read into that though. That could potentially be your homework for Ron. But alchemist, I would have thought
Don't think-
herbalist would have been more. Not sure.
Because I've got a good nature anyway. So herbs and things.
Okay.
There's no
Yeah.
real rules sticking out as.
Am I thinking
Crafting.
Pathfinder?
Yeah, so Pathfinder's got a diverse crafting set of rules.
The breastplate only added 1 armor class.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
it 'cause it-
Shield added 2.
You can only add a certain amount of your dex modifier, I think, to the breastplate, unless it's magical.
Ah, it's
I think,
maximum.
because-
That's what the max 2 is. Yeah.
Yeah, so your max
Okay.
2 for your dexterity.
Okay, so I've got my armor class of 18. Which is,
That's 3. That's 3 better than you were, dude, isn't it?
yeah. Happy with that.
And that's. I think that's the highest that you'd be able to achieve at the minute as well. So Dex max 2. Yeah. So all of the medium's armor is Dex modifier maximum of 2.
I think the only way you can ever cap your dex much more than 18 as a rogue is if you take some extra multi classes, or you have you get mithril armor.
Yeah.
'Cause you-
Does that get
Right.
rid of the Dex modifier then, Jake?
I think basically you can have like full plate armor in mithril, which doesn't impose disadvantage on your stealth checks.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Grab
We'll
some rope as well, Dave. I just thought that's what I was going to ask. Rope.
rope. Yeah. Sure.
Some rope.
But yeah,
I've got
Martikos
quite a bit
will
of rope.
supply you with that.
Most of us should have rope as a part of your start.
I think I've got
kit.
2 lots in the bag of holding as well.
Yeah, see, I've got none at the minute.
I got
I've-
well.
Oh,
I've got-
actually, no, I tell a lie. I have got some.
Yeah, it'll be added on as a part of your whatever kit you get as part of your
Yeah,
character.
I found it. Adventure gear.
in your
Yeah, no
backpack.
worries.
Yeah.
Sound. I'm happy then. I feel like I'm prepared.
Okay. So it's at this point that Rictavio will say to you that he's going to hang around here. You can now zone in on him. He's going to go north of the lake to investigate this mad wage and then move south, and he'll let you know what he finds when he meets up with you. Where are you spending the night?
Oh, we can stay for free at the inn. And
Yep.
Brungrik now
Yeah.
has 2 hip flasks to fill up.
Yes, will happily fill up. It's just wine that he's got, but he's happy to fill up both with wine.
He's a happy man.
So you'll take your long rest then. You wake up next morning, bright and early. This time, there's a knock on the door, and whoever answers it sees a picture of there's a little package with some bread and cheese with a child's figure of a dwarf and a raven feather. So you've got plenty of rations. Just make sure you can carry it all. Rictavio will tell you that he doesn't need, for what he's going to be doing, he's going to be going through the wilderness a fair amount, so he's quite happy for you to take his cart as long as you make sure it's secured next to the wizard's tower and try and bring it back in one piece if you want to take his cart.
I'll get us most of the way to Kresk.
I'll hopefully get us up into near the mountains. If
Yeah.
we leave it at the lake and then head north of the lake from there, if we're going straight for the
Yeah,
for the werewolves,
get us at least 75% of the way there.
because we can always go to Kresk on the way back down from the mountains. We might as well
Yeah,
go straight up there now.
In general, I was just talking general speaking on the map. Tower's like 75-80% of the way there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just come
So
back to Argynvost later.
yeah, and again, I do try not to push it too fast, but that you can overdo things. So you've had your long rest. You've sorted your spells, Miller. Happy?
Oh no, I did the long rest and I forgot all about the spells.
Right. Saw that on the way. So you
Yeah.
manage to get to the Wizard's Tower, Van Richten's Tower, without any issue. It's getting dark. The lake itself, the road that goes up to the tower where he wants you to park the cart, you're going to have to go back down the track, travel southwest along the Svalich Road, cross over the river, and then go through the best route that Esmeralda has found is actually to hug the line of the west coast of the Lake Baratok, skirt it all the way around, and then head into the mountains. It's only perhaps 2 hours march up into the mountains for the Werewolf Cave. She would possibly suggest there's still a bit of daylight. She would suggest parking up, going on foot along the lake southwest, turning round and going up northeast, and then you camp along the lakefront overnight, and then start out first light the next morning towards the werewolf camp.
Yeah, that sounds like a good idea.
If
We've
you
got
agree with that.
Liam's tiny hut still, so we can camp in.
You can
Liam's and
literally
then-
camp anywhere you want with Leoman's tiny hut.
and
So
we can carry on moving.
yeah, so you can actually have another long rest on top of this one if you've got hit dice to recuperate. So you can hit your long rest button again. You should all be full with hit dice and spells. So early doors next morning. You don't. I mean, you can set watches if you like, but no one's going to disturb you because you're in a impenetrable magical barrier. So you do hear disturbances in the forest, but nothing major. And you wake up bright and early the next day. It's another. It's quite a bright day. No rain. Plenty of mist. A tea delivery. Thanks.
Where's ours? That's a Jack Brew.
By the power of the internet. But it is getting cold. You've noticed last night. Nice and cozy in Leoman's tiny hut, but as soon as it dissipates, the chill steps in. So winter clothing straight on. What I'm going to ask for is a group stealth check, just to see on approach to where we're going how we do. Loaded up. Stats, there we go. Stealth. Crikey, she rolls quite low as well. Okay, I could do with actually trying to figure out the average of that then. So 6, 6 and 8, but then you've got 13, 14, 22, and Ezra rolled 13. Okay. So as far as you're aware, moving up into the mountains as you snake round, you are moving as slowly as you can or carefully as you can. You're moving now from a forested area. You see Esmeralda points a game trail, and the game trail leads up into the mountains, which is where she says she approached and she wasn't seen last time. And not far up the mountain, as you start to go up, it turns to snow pretty quickly. and there's snow on the floor. But after about 2 hours, you can see above the tree line, carved into the side of a rocky mountain spur, is a wide torchlit cave that looks like the gaping maw of a great wolf. And Esmeralda will say to you that that's where they are. Let me give you this little bit of fan art. So there are.
I got it, Dave.
You got it? Yeah.
No.
Oh, okay. It'll
Like a black screen.
Yeah, I haven't got. It's not even loading anything. Oh, there we go.
There we go.
Um,
Because that doesn't look ominous at all.
It doesn't. So there's torchlight coming from inside. Let's have a. In fact, no, I'm going to go on passive. I believe Brungrik might have the highest passive. 18. So you will hear from inside, very faint from this distance, what sounds like a flute being played very, very badly, with clear signs of life around the cave. There doesn't seem to be any sentries outside. You can't see any movement from where you are. There's the flickering flames of the torch inside and this sound of a flute. What do you want to do?
I would just quickly ask Ez, and I'd say, like, these are the same werewolves that we saw at Lake Baratov.
Yeah. They followed me back from here. They caught me. I turned myself invisible and I got past this. There's going to be 2 sentries just inside the cave, or quite a way inside the cave. I managed to get past those, but I couldn't get much further when they discovered me, and I had to run for my life.
So we think that Alpha will be in here as well.
There's every possibility. There's plenty of tracks around.
Are there any that specifically look larger that would indicate that that big werewolf is?
I believe that's going to be a survival check, just to have a recce.
I could. It'll take an hour to do the ritual, but I could do.
I don't see shit.
I could create a familiar of a bat, as long as it's within 100 feet of me. It can. I can use its sight. I could fly the bat inside and have a look inside the cave.
I could send Nevermore if you wanted to, without an hour, and have unlimited range on it.
I just thought a cave, a bat might be.
Yeah.
Less suspicious.
I suppose look for a different way in then as well, couldn't we? Because there's always an exit. There's always multiple exits up on a cave. Do you want me to send Nevermore around the outside to go and have a look, and you send your bat inside to go and have a look?
Yeah, but it's only up to 100 foot though, so it's not going to penetrate too far into the cave, is it?
It'll give us enough though, won't it? See what's at the entrance. Like you say, there's a couple of guards, but you never know what's changed.
Yeah.
Cool. I'll call Nevermore down then.
Sure. Okay. So how far can you send it, you say?
It's 100 foot from me to be able to see through its eyes. So I would have to get up to the.
Right. Hold up. So is Lewis doing this or is Miller doing this?
We'll do it both. So Miller's sending one in. I'm
Right.
having, because mine's got a better range, or mine's got limited range because it's Nevermore. He's going to have a look around the outside and see if there's any other entrances and everything, and then Miller's is going to check the entrance.
Sure. So whereabouts are you sending it? Nevermore's so Edgar Allan Poe, mate. Is that that's I like it. Where are you specifically sending Nevermore?
Basically to get like a bird's eye view of the whole area and see if we can, because obviously I'll be able to see if there's any other entrances or You know,
Sure.
if there's any life anywhere else.
Yeah. So you can see the entrance itself as Nevermore flies past, and you would see inside the cave mouth as she flies past. You can see inside that there's a raised platform, 50 feet or so inside the cave entrance, and on there are what looks like two humanoid figures, both sort of sat, huddled up in winter clothes, looking outside. Beyond that, there's to the left and the right avenues splitting off. But as you fly past, because you can't really do much more with Nevermore, then as you're getting a bird's eye view, 100 feet above the cave mouth, you can see a rocky ledge. On the rocky ledge, there's what looks like a circle. And it's a 20-foot diameter ring of stones which dominates the rocky ledge on the mountainside. Within the ring, as Nevermore gets a little bit closer, you see spattered blood and small gnawed bones. Lying outside the circle are several spears stained with dried blood. So as you're looking at the cave entrance now, it's 100 feet up this sort of mountainous area. Mr. Miller, let's sort your familiar then. So I'm just going to upload the details for Bat to see what can and can't do with it. So it has echolocation. Bat can use blind sight while deafened. Keen hearing. Bat has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on healing. It's got a blind sight of 60 feet. And its passive perception's 11. Okay.
So with my familiar, within 100 feet of me, I can communicate with it telepathically. Additionally, as an action, you can see through the familiar's eyes and hear what it hears until the start of your next turn.
Okay, so you're gonna 100 feet. We need to be specific about this 100 feet. So you've summoned the bat. It's there. It's permanently there now.
Yep.
But you're about 200 feet away from the cave entrance, still huddled in the trees and the undergrowth. Nevermore has relayed the fact that inside, 60 feet inside the cave, there are what looks like 2 sentries.
Is it a dark cave?
There's
and they've got like torches and fires and what have you in the where they are, or
yes, it's torchlit.
Okay. And it's a pretty open approach to the
Head on would be open. There are outcroppings to both the left and right of the cave entrance that if you can get up to it, that you can sneak around. So if you're still on the sort of map, there's areas here and round the other side that Nevermore would be able to report to you that you can have a shufty round potentially. Esmeralda will confirm the same as well. If you can get up to this point here, then you could potentially do your thing. Penetrate 100 feet in with a bat would be very, very helpful.
What do you know? You said about this circle of stones on the top.
Sure.
Would Nevermore have been able to see any tracks up there or anything, or is it just snowfall and.
Let's have a perception check. So roll your d20 for Nevermore. So it's just basically a raven, isn't it? I say basically a raven.
Yeah.
Let's find your fire.
Just roll a normal d20, yeah.
Roll a normal d20 and plus 3 for perception. For a raven. Yeah, there's
18 now, I think.
the snow is obscured. That's an easy one for me to adjudicate. Yeah. So, knowing what you know now, you've passed all the information on to the group. Ez has been quite open with you. Are you approaching?
Before we approach, Dave, can I pull out my grey bag of tricks and that fuzzy ball?
Absolutely.
And I'm going to cast Mage Armor on myself.
Good thinking, mate. Well done.
I think we should go and have a look at this ledge. Because we've not been spotted yet.
That we know of.
Or that we know of.
That's a direwolf.
Oh, direwolf, mate.
Yeah, I think because you got 7 last time, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. So a direwolf. Poof. Appears next to you.
How long would it take us to climb the 100-foot to that ledge, Dave?
From Nevermore's initial pass, with your pretty poor perception roll. No. She the information she relays back to you is it would take possibly. I mean, 100 feet is a fair whack, isn't it? I'll say an hour, but it's relatively easy going. There's plenty of handholds. What kind of can you? She can speak common, can't she? She can talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was just making sure it wasn't animal communication. But she says, yeah, it'll take you about an hour, but you'll get up there without any problem. The wolf might struggle now.
Well, I was thinking more of doing a recce. But if it's an hour.
We've already took, like, if you think about it, we've already been sat outside an hour while we've got the familiars going. There's another hour to go by where we can hear shit going on inside and there's kids in there. That's 2 hours we'll waste just doing recce's.
Can we
I think would be Damian's opinion.
From this distance, no, you'd have to get a lot closer. Do you get advantage on smell checks and things, don't you?
Yeah, that's why I'm going to start using them now. Using smell checks.
Yeah, you'd have to get a lot closer for that. For the time being, all you can hear is just this vague sort of discordant loot. Possibly the odd waft of torch smell, but nothing else.
Can I cast my other 2 balls, Dave, before we get into it?
Cool. How long do they last for?
Until the next dawn, I believe.
Sure.
Until they hit 0 hit points.
Okay, go for it.
Still 3.
2 more direwolves. 8.
I've got what have we got? 26, which is giant rat, giant badger.
Or 6 and a 2. So you got a giant rat.
Get your rat out.
Get your rat out, lad.
The giant badger now. Giant badger?
Yeah. Giant badger.
Hopefully there's no snakes or mushrooms in there.
Looking at it now as well, like Damian would probably look at the bat that's been summoned as a familiar, the raven that's talking to Brunwolf, and then the 3 animals that have just come out of Valkyn's pocket, and he'd be like, "What are we turning into? A fucking menagerie?"
He's just jealous he doesn't have one.
Yeah. Just jealous you don't have any pets, mate.
Screw it. While we're
So-
at it, then I'll summon my guardian of faith, shall I? And fuck you all up.
Okay, so we've got a Valkyn and his furry friends. What we're doing?
No, don't diminish their fierceness.
I won't, mate. I won't. I'm gonna have to bring up
Let's-
stat
Let's
blocks right
face
now.
it, it's the most,
Falcon fierce
it's the
creatures.
most fur he's had in a long time.
See, the gamer in me screaming to go up to the top of that mountain. It's a fucking circle on top of a mountain with stuff around it above a cave. The secret entrance into it. It's as simple as that. That's the gamer talk that I'm thinking of.
Potentially, it's a secret entrance, or it's a ritual altar. It could be anything.
Yeah.
And all we know is it's up there. But we definitely know that there's children inside, and we need to get to them sooner rather than later.
Why don't we wait another hour and Andy summons another thing out of his bag while we all discuss it?
That's all 3, mate. That's all I've got.
Oh, that's a shame. Should we just go for it then if we're not climbing up the mountain?
Yeah.
Well, the other thing is,
To the
it's just let's go crack some skulls.
Okay, so you're approaching stealthily up to the entrance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because did your bat get a bit of a layout of the cave, Miller, in terms of how many enemies are in there?
You've
Well,
not.
we're not close enough yet. Once we're at the round the side, I can fly it. It can fly inside.
So let's have stealth check. You can apply any advantages you've got to this if you have advantages. Mostly, Mr. Johnson. Esmeralda's got a decent stealth, so she's happy with the plan. She rolls a 20, so she does well.
Oh,
This is a good round, gentlemen. Doesn't matter what you roll, Jake. Yeah. Right. Okay.
22.
You are the. In fact, Valkyn, let yourself down a bit there, dude.
All right.
he's saving.
Not angry,
accounts,
just
aren't you,
disappointed.
mate? He's saving his rolls when they matter.
I'll just have a look at the image. You managed to get yourself here, and you're all tucked up against the wall. In terms of sort of passively, what you can see in here, the discordant sounds has got louder, and there's smells, but there's not a great deal else that you can distinguish from this point. However, you're right up to the cave entrance if
Yeah. So
Flappy McBatface is going to do his thing.
I'll send Batfink in,
Nice.
and whilst I'm doing that, I'm in like a trance, so I can't do anything. So I'm having a look around and
Sure.
having a listen, see what I can pick up.
What I'm going to do is
Get you all to roll initiative.
have you all got the map loaded up?
It's loading.
Okay. I think what I'll do, I'll give you halos again because it's grey on grey pretty much. Any suggestion as to what colour halos you would like? I normally go with blue for goodies.
He needs a pink one.
Red.
Red? Okay, I normally go for red for baddies, but if
Red,
you want red, you have red. And I'm not giving Valkyn a pink one, that's just me.
He's
Although-
a pink and fluffy warrior, isn't he?
What I'll say to you is position yourself up against this wall as best as you can. Are you all visible? Yeah. Try as soon as you get past here, you're in danger territory. So don't go past this point. You can see the dotted lines are the top of the jaws, if you like. So who's on top of each other? That's Reman and Brungrik on top. Mr. Miller.
Yeah.
With your token.
Yeah.
What I'm happy for you to do is to go slowly and steadily. You're going to have to do it with your token for now. Unless I can give... Hold up. Let's give you a bat, shall we? Let's do this. Let's do this shit properly. Bat has sight. It's... Let's call it dark vision. What does bat have?
Co-vision, dark vision.
Yeah, it got blind vision. 60, isn't it? So, sorry. This is an hour left, haven't we? So blind sight 60. So let's give it dark vision and ownership. You're still down as Alanonl. There you go. Oh yeah. Okay, let me give you a red halo. Now what I'm going to do, mate, is I'm just go steadily, and from you, I'm going to keep a tape measure onto 100 feet. Right, and I'm going to tell you that I don't know if you. It's about here is 100 feet. I don't know if you can see that.
No.
So about here.
Oh yeah. So
yeah.
Okay.
So you're in control of this bat, although it looks like a badger for some reason.
That's right.
You see how it's a tiny badger.
There you go. There's your bat. So if you want to start moving it round the corner, I'll give you what I can. So just hang fire there. Don't go too far. Has that opened it up a little bit?
Yep, I can see the split paths and a raised.
Sure. Okay. So what you can see here is the open jaws of a wolf's head that form 15 high foot canopy of rock over a cave mouth held up by natural pillars of rock. The ceiling rises to a height of 20 feet inside the cave. Torches in iron brackets line the walls. From somewhere deep inside, you can continually hear this sound of a flute with the discordant notes. Here, you can see the cave splits to the left and right. Standing on a 5-foot high ledge between the divide are two a feral-looking man and a woman wearing shredded clothing and clutching spears. So you've got a fair bit of movement more. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you You know what? I'm not going to ask you to do a damn thing. You move yourself forward. You would notice as you're in your trance state, these two figures seem quite used to bats coming and going. They're not going to pay the blindest bit of attention to you whatsoever. So move yourself forwards a little bit more, mate. Can the rest of you see this as well? Hold up, that's too far, dude.
We just see the map and I can't see any details though.
Okay. So in this area, you can see a 5-foot high stone ledge overlooks a large cave in which has a smouldering campfire at the far end. The floor is covered with gnawed bones. In there, you can see an old man as your bat flies around. Flappy McBatface or Batfink flies around, and he's surrounded by wolves, and he's playing the flute. The wolves are just sat or lying as if a domesticated pet would do, either sleeping, dozing, but they seem happy and content where they are. To the right, there's a gash in the rocky ceiling which allows grey light and cold drizzle from the outdoors to seep into the dank torchlit cave, where an underground spring forms a pool of water roughly 40 feet across and 10 feet deep. A 45-foot high ledge to the north overlooks the pool. A similar ledge spans the eastern wall with a rough-hewn staircase leading up to it. A few crates sit atop the eastern edge. Crates here, way up. This dotted line, that's the crack in the ceiling. That's the pool. That's pretty much as far. Just double check. Is it 100 feet from you?
Yeah.
Okay, and it doesn't matter about.
So I imagine I can control the bat up to 100 feet, so I would be able to see from that 100-foot point to the limit of the bat's.
Sure, exactly right. Because what I was doing is I was taking the corner into account, but it's not. If it's 100 feet from you, you can go further.
Yeah, that's why I sort of put.
You did?
When
Yep.
I measured.
Go for it then, mate. So if you want to swing yourself
Okay.
around, I'll see if I can give you some more. It's not going to be much more. This is quite handy though, Miller.
I've lost my bat.
Hold up. There you go. I've moved it to there.
Oh, okay.
And what you can see now in this area is a maze of torchlit tunnels and caves extend in front of you. Bones lie strewn upon the floor. There's, as the sort of bat flaps around this area, the wolves will, a couple of the wolves will look up as if, just aware of you, but not much else. In terms of vision, you can't see much more than that. You've got these 3 rocks here, 1, 2, 3, and this larger rock that seem to be obscuring your vision, and the bat cannot get any further away from you.
Fair enough.
You've had a decent recce there, though, mate, haven't you?
And I can't. So that there's what was playing the flute.
Yeah, this
it...
dude, this old boy here.
Yeah. Okay. And there's nothing. The 2 guards on that central platform by the entrance aren't saying anything particular. Just general chewing the fat. This is shit.
Just
sat
there. They're not even. They're not even talking to each other. Well, shall I give the enemies? What shall I make them? Shall I make them green? I say enemies. They might be your friends.
Can I just ask a favour, Dave? Am I
Yeah.
still connected to the map tool server?
Oh no, you've disconnected now, mate. Apparently.
Oh right, okay. Just because it's saying I can't rejoin because it's comes up with a stupid message.
Oh, might take a second to reload. Yeah, I'll just give it a minute. What's next? How do you want to approach?
So I've got a spell, and I could cut this area off temporarily, keeping everything here in. If we wanted to go for the guards, cut them off. Because stealth's only going to get us so far.
Do we want to send my Barwolf in essentially to and the occupants of the cave, essentially to get a jump on it?
Come on, boys, it's plan time. You've been doing this for long enough now. Let's have a plan. Let's get on with it.
Well, normally Lewis has already charged in and let things flipping go south.
That was his old character. It's Sam's turn now. Although I've not annoyed him yet.
No, you've not pissed me off.
We start off by trying to hit the 2 at the front door first, see if we can get a kill on them. If we kill them and alert some people, then it's fine. But I think if we all try and get the drop on the 2 at the front, potentially, like you say, stealth is only going to get us so far. But the further we get through the cave, the more quiet we are, potentially the more we can take out on the journey through.
We're going to Leroy Jenkins.
Going full Leroy. As Esmeralda at this point, she would counsel. Is there anything anyone can do to subdue? Just take one of them out of the fight. Control them. Keep them quiet. Silence them. She's prepared to use her invisibility again on and it's going to be Valkyn to do what you do on one of them.
I can use my Vistani side to potentially hold person.
Okay.
That means they would have
cast invisibility.
Yeah. Sorry, Jake. What were you saying?
They'd have to see me though to do it.
So
actually, I just have to be able to see them.
Yeah.
I can cast hold person.
So if Valkyn Esmeralda casts invisibility on Valkyn, Valkyn gets into position, choose left or right. Valkyn attacks one. You try and take that one down as fast as possible, and then is the range right for hold person?
Hold person is 10 feet, so I'd need to get within. Because how far away from the cave entrance are they?
They are
60.
Is it 60? Yeah.
So I'd have to get within the 10 feet range.
Oh, you've got to get within 10 feet.
Yeah.
Okay, that's no good to us then, is it? So no one else has got any hold abilities or dominate command, nothing of that nature.
Can I hold one of them, but it's going to be useless because it can still shout and shit. So.
Okay, and no silence. Nothing. Okay, so you're gonna have to try and take them both out then. There's nothing that you can do. The idea of cutting off the old boy and the wolves sounds good.
Yeah.
And it sounds like a Leroy Jenkins to me. Then I mean, she's happy to get Valkyn in first.
Yeah, 'cause we can at least remove one, can't we? Or at least try.
Give it a go.
Yeah, sorry, I'm fully with you now. I was just sorting some rugby tickets out.
Okay, so if you want,
what I can do is from the entrance, I could cast silvery barbs onto one of them that isn't being held, and what that will do is I can nominate one of the party that will then, every time that guard reacts to something, it gives advantage to one of our people on attacks and saving throws and what have you.
Silvery Barbs is a reaction spell, so they have to have done something first, and it's just once.
Yeah, I just thought if one of them is held, then the other one, and that is potentially at less advantage initially if someone's up close and.
Yeah, you can cast that as a reaction, and because it's not during your turn, you can actually cast it as well as other spells as well.
So my dashing in.
So position yourself around the cave entrance where you're going to be, because you can actually cram yourself into sort of a tight space. Esmeralda's going to try and cram herself in as best as possible. What are you going to do with your small army of pets?
Well, Batfink's just floating around in the cave.
He's still there. He's still flapping.
My giant rat, badger, and direwolf. I've seen a direwolf. They're going to be hovering in the rest of the crew.
Sorry, I'll change your angle. Okay, righto. Well, I'll tell you what. Let me see if I can. Odin's son. Odin's son. Right, you should have control of all of those now. The wolf has got a movement of. Direwolf has got a speed of 50. Badger's 30. Rat is 30. So Esmeralda's going to cast Greater Invisibility on Valkyn. She's concentrating on that. It lasts for a minute. Valkyn, you would nominate before, I'm assuming. Are you going to try and assassinate left or right?
I'm gonna go left.
Left. So you're going to try and assassinate left.
Yeah.
Roll your stealth.
$19.
19.
Oh,
Just a
Oh.
7 and a 9, mate. That's with advantage as well. Okay, so the rest of you guys, you can just about tell Valkyn. The snow stops about here, which is lucky. So position yourself where you think you're going to be around your target then.
Yeah.
Okay. What I'm going to say to you now, let's... Right, you're going to get a surprise round. So let's do what you need to do. Valkyn, I'm going to do this kind of in order on Discord, with the exception of Valkyn, Mr. Johnson. So you are a lethal killing, finally, death dealing machine. Roll to hit. And you can have advantage on this because you're from stealth. Not that it matters because you do crit damage anyway.
So I'm gonna be rolling to hit with my silver short sword.
Okay.
Be a 24 to hit.
24 to hit. So it's a crit damage with your short sword, and it's a crit damage with your sneak attack.
We got assassinate as well because I'm taking it to.
This is your crit damage, mate. So you're rolling 10d6 plus 7.
Yeah, just
10 d6 plus 7.
I believe so.
That's
36.
36.
It's pretty good, mate. Pretty good. Next up, Mr. Miller. What are you doing? Oh, actually, you know your pets, Mr. Johnson. That's a bonus action.
Yeah.
Are you going to tell them what to do? I think it's a bonus action.
Sure, yeah. Aware that some stuff's now, so I might as well send in me badger.
So are you sending them all in, or just your badger?
Yeah, send them all.
Okay, go for it. You move them up to their movement. So 30 for the small lads and 50 for the big one. Mr. Miller, then.
I've still not got eyes on the direwolf.
Yeah, I can't see it either, Dave.
That's why.
60, right?
50 for that one.
50.
Mr. Miller?
Yep. I'm going to step round and cast. Which one is it? Chill touch to the one on the left.
Sure.
whilst I'm still at the. So I've had to move everything downstairs, so I'm not used to using my mouse on my keyboard. So yeah. So
Sound.
from there,
Yeah,
and
so
it can.
55 feet. So chill touch, that's an attack, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Roll to hit.
11.
11 just hits.
And because it's already lost hit points, so that's 2d12s, isn't it?
That's Toll the Dead.
Oh yeah. It is increases by 1d8. 1d8. Okay, it was the wrong one. I meant Toll the Dead. Never mind.
Well, you can roll the damage for that if you want, because it is the same attack roll. So that's
No. Toll the Dead is a wisdom saving throw.
okay. Right, chill touch then.
No, yeah, it's fine. 10.
Okay. So Jake, what's Damian going to do?
Damian's just gonna move into the breach.
With your monk feet.
He's gonna. Yeah, so I'm gonna move 40 feet in, which doesn't get me close enough to do anything overly significant. I can't move because I'm stuck under Esmeralda.
So 5, 10. That's 10 to the 15. You could have got closer,
Yes.
so we'll call that 10, shall we? Yeah.
So potentially move there.
Sure.
That'll be my full 40. I'm going to pull out my crossbow, and I'm going to take a shot at the one that Valkyn stabbed.
Go for it.
That's 20 to hit
20 hits.
for 7 points of piercing damage with a silver bolt.
Smashing. That's Barwolf.
So I think my Barwolf's gonna move 25, like in a typical ninja style, with his hand on his hip on his katana kind of thing. But he's gonna pull out his crossbow again.
Yeah.
He's gonna have one shot first at that one, the lady.
Yep. Don't shoot the lady.
23.
23 hits.
7.
7 is enough to drop her, if you want to talk us through that.
Okay, so he like quickly charges in, and you can see him pull the crossbow from his side. Quickly just fires off one shot that hits her square between the eyes as he reloads it and points it towards the other guy.
Nice.
Has a shot at that guy. 25.
Yep.
9.
Okay.
And then another one with bonus.
Isn't it another one when you're in wolf form?
No.
Okay. 28 hits.
7.
7. Nice. That takes us to Brungrik.
Brungrik will move 25 feet towards the opposite wall and cast Sacred Flame at the Vanker, or the last man standing.
Yeah.
Dex save 16, please, mate.
Okay. Rolls a 6.
So he takes 11 points of radiant damage.
Okay. Ez is going to take her turn. She doesn't necessarily need to carry on concentrating now. Actually, yeah.
Just next to Lou, Dave. Sorry.
Okay, dude. Yeah. You got plenty of time. She will. So, she will cast. She's just going to firebolt then, I think. So it's plus 60. Hits at 18. It's. Ooh, that's a poor roll. 6 points of fire. Right. I think that's everyone. Let's roll initiative.
Roll for initiative.
So Judith. Right, so we've got roll initiative, Mr. Miller, when you get a second. So what you will see is as the as you take this first woman down and attack this second one, this group here starts to notice your presence. I'm going to roll for them as well. Okay.
Initiative again, Dave.
Right. You sorted it last time, didn't you? I can't remember what you did.
Just kept on pressing it. It doesn't seem to be working.
It's weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Let's
roll it in D&D Beyond.
Yeah, you can do. Yeah, roll into D&D Beyond. I'll apply it for you. Two. Right. What I am going to give you is a surprise round on these lads, so they're not going to act. But Damian, you're up. I'm just going to give you a little bit more information. So what's happening right now then is as you've stormed in, you've taken one down. This one looks like it's startled. It's taken some hits, and it looks like it's about to start running to raise the alarm. These lads have just become aware of you, and they're just rousing as if they're going to be running towards you, but they won't be doing it this round.
So
Sorry, Jake,
Damian's gonna. No, it's okay. Damian's gonna move. Enough. Yeah, so he's gonna move kind of 25 feet in.
Yep.
Which would put him out of range of the one on top of there, and then he's gonna make some attacks with the blood whip.
Sure. It is 5 feet up. This bit here. It is quite high.
So if I moved within the 5 feet range to get the reach with the blood whip, does that now count as me being engaged with him? If he's on a 5-foot ledge.
Yeah, I kind of think so because it's I'm going to say yeah.
Because if that's going to be the case anyway, I might as well move into range.
Yeah.
Actually get into combat with him.
Sure.
Because I can still do that with my movement, even with the climbing penalty.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna use my. Yeah, I'm gonna use the blood whip.
Mm-hmm.
That's 23 to hit.
23 hits.
I'm going to use one of my superiority dice as well. So that's 12 plus 6 points of damage.
Nice.
And then
So-
I'm going to try and crack him again if
12 hits, and he is on his last legs. You're pretty confident that you can take him.
So I'm just going to use my normal blood whip.
Yep, that'll do it. How does he die?
So I'm watching him to turn around to raise the alarm. I'm going to crack him across the back with the blood whip and like rake the claws up his back, and then I'm going to bring the blood whip round the back of his neck to almost like choke him out so he can't scream, and then I'm just going to yank him back down. But as I do it, I'm obviously break his neck.
Nice. Very nice. Jake's back. That's some pent up angst. That is. So is that your turn, or do you want to do anything else?
Yeah, because I've used all my kind of like bonus action stuff as well. So yeah.
Okay. So Barwolf.
Barwolf's going to take his movement. So I can move 40. So with my penalty as well, that'd be there, wouldn't it? Because that's 35 plus the vibe up thing.
Yeah.
There. So I can see all these other cluckers now. What's the range on that? Oh, lovely jubbly. Right. On my crossbow, I'm going to cast Crimson Right. So before I do anything, I take 3 points of damage.
Okay. Oh, I do like it. I do like a new feature.
Yeah. My crossbow is now imbued with the power of fire.
Okay.
And I'm going to have 2 shots at this guy here. Oh, my little cursor's coming up with Rillik.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Cool.
disheartening.
Your login name's still Rillik, mate. If you want to change it next time, I can change your token.
I've only just noticed, so I'm obviously not that bothered.
Okay. This one, the wolf.
Yeah, the first wolf, yeah.
Okay, roll to hit.
20.
20 hits.
So that's 5 plus 2 fire damage.
So 7. Yep. Injures it.
And then again, 19.
Yep.
5 plus 3.
8. Is enough to take it down.
Lovely. So as he runs up, he jumps onto the ledge, imbues his crossbow full of fire, and then you just see 2 firebolts go whizzing straight past into the first wolf into its side as it's trying to stand up.
Nice. So like I say, I'm not going to give them a turn just yet, which takes us to Brungrik.
Brungrik. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, going to move there. And I'm going to leave it at that, I think. Can't quite do what I wanted to do.
No?
Because I haven't got line of sight, so.
Okay. Mr. Oh, is you there, Andy?
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh, yep, your turn.
So I'm going to bloody screen. Where am I? There. I'm going to move up to there. I've got. Yeah, I think that's all I can really do for the time being.
Yep, done.
Yeah, done.
Okay. Move that token, which takes us to Valkyn.
Right, so I'm going to move my 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
Uh,
So you're still invisible.
still invisible.
Yeah. Let's put you a little. Yeah. Go on, mate.
I'm going to fire my silvered crossbow bolt at this nearest chap here.
Okay. Excuse me, Yanni. So you are shooting from invisible, so you are stealth, so you do get advantage on the roll, which enables your sneak attack.
Montage. 20.
20 hits.
Then I get 4d6.
5d6 plus 7.
5d6 plus.
So I'm telling you plus 7, I'm sure.
Is that plus my damage?
Yeah.
Normal damage. So 20. That's the one.
So this is your crossbow. It's not ice, actually. It's plus 4 and crossbow. D6 plus 4. So you rolled 5d6. Your sneak attack is 4d6. Plus 1 is 5d6 plus 4. So it's 24 damage. If that makes sense to you, mate.
Yep.
Yep. Which is enough to kill it.
Cool.
You killed something else, dude.
I know. Valkyn gets a little bit of a semi.
Mate, I want you to describe how you kill it, not how it react. The physical reaction that you get.
What are
All I'm saying is, we're back, Johnson. We're back.
We're back. Right, so they're not going to get a turn this round, which takes us to the top of the round again, Damian.
Take a bonus action.
Oh yeah, sorry, mate. Of course you can. Beg your pardon.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting you're a rogue.
Action with a silver. Bonus action with a silver bolt to this chap here.
Sure.
God, I've gone off. Loading. Do we get advantage on the bonus?
Yes, yeah, you'll get advantage again. But yeah, I mean, you've used your sneak attack for this round, and it'll just be 1d6, but 20 hits.
So 20. 1d6. Points of
3.
damage.
Okay, freeze 3. Okay, done. Yeah, so Damian.
So I strictly speaking, I haven't really seen much way Valkyn's gone. And these guys are miles off at the moment. But they are within the range for me to pop a crossbow bolt at them. So I'm gonna go for the wolf behind the one that Rillik killed. Rillik, sorry. Barwolf just killed.
This one.
It's because you've said his name now. He's on my brain. So I'll shoot with the crossbow for a 24 to hit.
It's
For 10 points of damage.
ooh. Okay, yeah, you severely wound it.
And I'm because it's they're 55 away, I think, or they're quite a way away. So I think Damian is going to use some of his movement just to get a little bit closer towards the fight. So move like kind of 30 feet just to this outcrop here.
Sure. Okay. Barwolf.
Trying to think what to do. think I'm just going to do a bit of movement, you know.
Okay.
So that's 30 with that. There.
Okay.
I think that's going to be my turn, Dave.
Sure. Right. So the old boy's turn. He he's going to turn into a werewolf, and he's going to charge forwards. Brungrik.
So we're losing 5 feet for the climb. Is that what we're saying?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Brungrik is going centered on this point.
Yeah.
He's going to cast Wall of Fire as a cylinder. So everything should be within that cylinder. 20 foot in diameter.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what I can do then.
Not including the guy that's charging Barwolf.
Yeah. So if I give this an aura of 20, and you're putting this there. Yep.
Yeah, that'll do.
That's
Fine, mate.
That's easily the lot of them. So
when the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex saving throw of 16.
it's a wall of fire though. So the wall is round here.
Yeah, when the wall, so the inside is the hot, the outside is the cold. When the wall appears, each creature within its area must make a dex saving throw.
Righto. So they're trapped inside.
Yep.
Okay.
Mini pressure oven.
Well, it's a 4th level spell.
And he says I'm sick for bringing the dead back.
You've been waiting for that, Miller, haven't you?
Yeah.
I'm cooking some dog meat.
Dex of what? Sorry, dude.
16.
Okay. 3, 11. Right, bear with me. Two. Dex of what? Sorry.
16.
4, 5. Don't think it matters. 6, 7. 2 of the wolves pass. Roll your
They take
damage.
half damage.
Okay, and this stays there as well. You're now concentrating on this, I believe.
Yep. 28 for the fails, 14 for the passes.
Okay. Right. Okay. Yeah. No, that's all the wolves dead. That's quite simple then. So NPC dead. And 28. 2 of the wolves, while inside the inferno, don't die.
Okay. So, as I understand, the one on the exterior, if he steps out, he won't take damage. Yeah, this one to the left.
That one.
because he's on the brim.
Yeah.
Your chappie to his right, if he tries to pass through, he'll take the damage again. That's my understanding of the spell.
Okay. Sure.
Obviously, if the chappie on the left goes in and tries to come out the other side, he'll take the damage, if that makes sense.
Okay. So if they're starting their turn, they'll take damage.
Yeah.
And if they're trying to get, okay.
At the end, if they end their turn in there, they'll take the damage. They try to pass through, unless the left wolf goes to the left because he's on the perimeter. If you know what I mean.
Right. That makes their decision pretty straightforward. So the damage is instant, but if they start their turn in the damage, they take it again.
They end their turn in the circle, they
Gotcha.
take the damage again.
That's
But
made it-
if they pass through, so the one on the right, if he runs through, he'll take damage because he's trying to pass through. The one on the left, if he moves to his left, he won't take damage because he's already on the perimeter. So he's leaving the danger.
right.
Whereas the one on the right is passing through the danger again. If they go out to the right.
Okay. So that takes us to Mr. Miller.
Okay. So I can move, and if I go up that up the side, it's 5. If I climb up onto that platform.
Yeah, 5 to get up, mate.
Okay. So all that Skenis has done is just turned into a wolf and started charging.
Yes.
Well, we're there to hunt the werewolves, aren't we? So I'm going to drop the hammer. Just going to aim a firebolt at him.
Sure.
Which I think it's probably missed.
Yeah, natural one misses. Yeah, flies just wide. Any movement? Sorry, Miller. Any movement?
That's me maxed out.
Okay, Mr. Johnson.
I'm going to charge at the werewolf. He's not taking the turn yet. It's just is the fact that he's turned into a werewolf, is that his turn?
He's taken a turn. Yeah, that's
Or-
it. That was his action. But
taking
you're
turn.
attacking from stealth. You're still invisible.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm going to take a swipe with my silver sword.
Sure.
Advantage. Be a 16 to hit.
16 hits.
5d6.
5d. You're stabbing now, aren't you? 5d6 plus whatever your modifier is for short sword.
5d6 plus 4. 15 plus 9.
Plus 6. Oh no, plus 4 because your modifier is 4. Yeah. So
Yeah, so it'd be.
So you roll. The reason you're rolling 5d6 is the 1d6 for your short sword plus your 4d6 for your sneak attack, and then you just add 4 to it.
Okay.
So
right,
19.
okay, sorry.
That's all right, dude. That's all right.
19.
19. It's just a different way of doing it. You can do it any way you like. You could actually roll the dice. I think Lewis prefers to roll the dice each time, but right. I've just had a quick read, Sam. One.
I got something wrong.
Well, I think that sounded more powerful. So, one side of the wall selected by you when you cast the spell deals 5d8 damage. So you've dealt your damage to each creature that ends its turn within 10 feet. Now they've already started their turn in the fire. A creature takes the
So-
same damage when it enters
Yeah.
the wall for the first time, but they're not entering; they're already in it. Or when it ends its turn there.
Yeah. Okay.
So they can run through and not take any damage, which they're going to do. And they can run 40, which just clears.
Yeah. 'Cause it's safe
Just.
on the outside.
Yes, mate. Yeah.
That's fine.
It's a wonderful spell, though.
Yeah.
So that takes us to Damian. We've got 2 minutes to 10 o'clock. So, were you all right for one
Just
more
rolled
round?
Yeah, mate. I've just rolled my bonus action as a crossbow attack.
Oh, sorry,
It's
dude.
27 to hit, 8 points of piercing.
Okay, you've got to roll at a disadvantage because you're in melee. And you haven't got your. In fact, you haven't got your crossbow expert anymore, so you can't do it.
I'm in 10. Where's that gone then?
We changed it, didn't we? So you could be multi-class.
Oh. All right, let me roll that again. Okay. $22.
Yeah.
3 points of piercing damage.
Okay, right there. Go on, Jake. Sorry, that was me leaping ahead. I'm trying to wrap up so you can get to bed, dude.
It's okay. I've disconnected, so I can't see what's cracking off.
Okay, no worries. You are within.
It's letting me back in. It's just like got a black screen.
Yeah, if you go to the top right, select map, then, or I can do it for you. There you go. Let's just force everyone.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah, the problem is I have to force everyone's screen if I do it for.
that's right. So I'm going to move straight in on that werewolf.
Okay.
I'm going to make 2 attacks with the blood whip.
Sure.
So first one's 26 to hit.
26 hits.
For 10 points of damage.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is going to be I'm going to 15 to hit.
15 hits, yeah.
For another 13 points of damage.
Okay, still on.
Bonus action, flurry of blows. To do 2 unarmed strikes. So first one is a 24 to hit.
24 hits.
With 6 points of damage. Probably going to be halved.
Are they? Is it not magical, not silvered?
Yeah, it's non-magical and non-silvered.
Okay. So you connect with him with your flurry of blows. Let's say you I like the example it gives in there. I think it's the Dungeon Master's Guide. You dislocate his chin with your flurry of blows, but it just realigns instantly. Takes no.
Well, I've hit him for another one.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, because I take it if I added one of my superiority dice, that would still be nullified because it's the same kind of damage.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm just gonna carry on with my. So that's another 6 points of damage, but I have done it for a reason because it gives me bonus to my AC.
Sure. Okay. So yeah, this time you snap his nose and blood flies out, but instantly the blood congeals, clots, and his nose snaps back into alignment.
Filthy mutt.
Barwolf.
Dave, when werewolves die, do they turn back to human form?
They turn to whatever form they originally were. So most, what have you fought so far? Nothing's altered so far. Oh, I see where you're coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the 2 that are next to you are humanoid corpses.
Cool.
Sorry, Luke. Go on.
I've moved my character to where you can see it.
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
I'm going to Crimson Right again.
Okay.
5 points of damage.
Yeah.
But now my katana's infused with lightning damage.
Okay.
And now I'm going to have a strike at the werewolf with my silvered sword. 20.
20 hits.
8 plus 3.
Okay, not quite enough. He's looking severely injured.
Okay, I'll get another attack anyway.
Yeah.
21.
21 hits.
12.
How do you want to finish that one?
That's enough, innit? Yeah. So as he's doing Crimson Right, he bites his lip. Barwolf does, and takes a bit of a stance where he's like leaning over with the katana like that. And as he does that, you can see the blood pouring down his face, but like he inhales, and you can start to see sparks coming in as his katana opens up with electricity as he opens it. And he just flies across the room and beheads the werewolf and lands where he is
Nice.
with a bit of a thunderous bang.
Yeah. Right, let's take him out of initiative. Anything else from you then, dude?
Nope.
No, I'm happy with that. Brungrik.
He's going to stop concentrating on the spell. Let it
Sure.
disappear.
Yep.
Move 25 feet.
Yep.
And I'm going to use Sacred Flame on this wolf here.
Okay.
So Dex save 16 again, please, mate.
Rolls natural 1.
Nice. 6 points of sacred damage.
Tidy. Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Okay, Reman.
I am going to cast Animate Dead on this corpse next to me.
Yeah.
Turn him into a zombie, or her into a zombie.
I believe you get a bonus one as well, don't you, for your necromancy?
Yeah, I think I read that somewhere.
Yep. 2 zombies. They should. Yep.
And I'm going to tell them to start attacking things that are attacking me and my party.
Sure. Do you want to roll initiative for them then? And you can add them in. Is Reman moving?
No, he's going to stay put.
Okay. Well, you know what? I'll roll initiative for Esmeralda. Unfortunately, your menagerie wouldn't be not much good in here. What I'll do, so we don't forget them for next time, the little critters I'll move in. They literally cannot damage the werewolf, so it's kind of pointless them attacking, but I'll move Esmeralda in. Valkyn.
I'm going to take an attack on.
Sure, you're still stealthed.
Stealth. Silver short sword.
13 hits.
To hit.
Yeah.
D6. Be a 26.
6. Still nice, mate. One shot, 26, and that's regularly happening now. Anything else from you?
Bonus action. Crossbow bolt.
You're holding a shield as well, mate, aren't you? Yeah, so you can't, mate, because you're now holding a shield. He's froze. He's that disappointed with himself. I'm gonna.
We were on.
Yeah. Right, these wolves have got a simple choice because they can't see Valkyn, so it's going to be one against Barwolf, one against Damian. Right, okay, so the first one against Barwolf, it's going to try and bite you. Rolls 14. That's clearly misses Barwolf. And claws 19. That misses as well.
So if I use,
And can I just use my reaction, please, Dave?
Yeah,
So,
sure.
obviously, can you roll disadvantage with your hit now, Jake?
I certainly can. And Jake's got +2 AC. So the first one tries to bite Damian with 14, and
that's
tries
going to miss anyway.
to claw Damian with 16.
Yeah, that miss anyway with his base AC.
Yeah, it does.
Brilliant, thank you.
Zombies can move 20 feet, Mr. Miller.
Cool.
Oh yeah, just don't bother rolling for 2 of them. Just roll for 1, mate, and then it'll all they all act on the same initiative. But that takes us to Damian.
Is it 5 feet to climb down?
Yeah, it will be for.
Or have they got to go down the stairs? It's not an issue.
Whatever you want. Whatever. It will be 5 feet to go down. They're pretty unsteady. You don't want to be making a dexterity check for zombies. Okay, Damian.
I'm just waiting for D&D Beyond to reload on my phone, but I'm gonna go for a whip attack against the wolf that's directly in combat with me at the moment.
Sure.
When one of them decides that he's going to play ball.
Well, it's no good, boys. One of us is going to have to win some lottery cash and sort out everyone's technology. Otherwise, we'd.
Oh, that's not too bad. That was a 27 to hit
27 hits.
for 12 points of damage.
12 damage.
And then I'm going to go for another whip attack against it.
Sure.
That's only 11 to hit.
That's a natural 1, mate. So that's going to miss.
Oh shit, yeah. So can I bonus action? I'm going to bonus action just make an unarmed strike against it.
Yeah. It's not going to do any damage, mate.
Are they?
But...
Oh, is it? Oh, right. I didn't realise. Well, it will still give me my AC bonus if
Yeah.
it decides it's going to go for another attack anyway.
Yeah.
So, that's 24 to hit.
Yep.
And it says you have to bust a key point. So 6 points of non-damage.
Yeah. So that takes us to Barwolf, I believe.
Yeah. So the one next to me, I'm going to have a hit with my sword.
Yeah, they're both looking very poorly, by the way. 19 hits.
Okay. 14, does that kill it?
Easily.
Sweet. So I'll do that one in, and then I'll move Tither.
So that one turns back into a humanoid corpse. So does Stennis. 12 hits.
Okay, 12 hits. 14.
14 is enough, mate. He was on 12.
Oh, sounds. So I won't add my electric bonuses onto it then. So he literally just like does a bit of a spin and lops them both in half.
Smashing.
Ta-da!
So that's the session for tonight then, because we're quarter past cut-off point. But with a final flurry of blows, Barwolf takes down the last 2 werewolves. So they have now reverted back to humanoid form. So there's these were all wolves, just normal natural wolves, or appeared to be. But there's 3 humanoid corpses. I'm just going to move Barwolf out of the way. So next time. Did you? And I don't want to matter too much. Do you want to raise them now, Miller? Because we're out of combat. You're going to have time to if you just want to raise them.
Yeah, only 2 of them.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is I'm just going to copy and paste. So you've got 4 animated zombies here. They're all under your control. Let me just save the
And I
campaign.
would be, yeah.
Yeah. And I'm on.
I-
Go on, Jake.
Oh, I was just wondering if I can bleed one of them as well and take a vial of one's blood.
Sure.
Of zombie blood? Or
Before it becomes a zombie, so one of the werewolves that's still alive. Well,
Yeah.
one of the ones that's still a werewolf.
No problem. Right. That's it. That's it saved. Gentlemen.
what time is it, Dave?
What time of day?
Yeah.
So you broke camp first light. So let's say that is 6, 7, 8, 9. Somewhere between 9 and 10 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
You keep a track of that for me, Miller, if that's all right.
Yeah.
So when you say what time is it now, Dave? Remind me that it was 9 o'clock. That's fine.
Oh yeah, I've written it down.
Sound.